My name's Guy Kesteven. I've been a professional mountain bike and kit tester for over 25 years. This is the Hard Rock Enduro Epic Marathon event, and that is the Scott Spark RC World Cup Axis. And I've got a story to tell. So, what am I doing on an XC bike on one of the toughest enduro courses in the UK? Well, that's because if there's any XC bike that should be capable of handling this, it's this Spark RC. 120mm of travel, front and rear, lovely stiff frame with that internal shock setup, and pretty progressive geometry, certainly for XC. So you've got 67.2 degree head angle, you got 76.6 seat angle, 471mm reach on this large, 37mm BB drop, and yeah, I mean, I've made a couple of changes. As you can see, these aren't the most forgiving surfaces in terms of geology or in terms of grip, certainly after the overnight rain. So I'm running the new Schwalbe Wicked Will 2.4, so same size but heavier and with more tread, which I already feel like is going to be a bonus. That's added about 200 grams, so this whole bike is coming in at 11.4 kilos rather than 11.2. In terms of spec, you got, as you'd expect from an Axis bike, you got SRAM wireless gears, XO1 chain set, but slightly weirdly, you've got Shimano XTR brakes. To be fair, if there's one component I had to pick from the XTR group, it wouldn't be the brakes. Luckily, they actually seem to be giving me a predictable bite point, so far at least. As you can see, I'm taking it a bit more gingerly than Ryan. Up ahead, he's on the Evil Offering. Woo! Whoa! Unclipped off the jump, that's a good start. But I landed it really, really nicely. I mean, obviously, you got triple mode on the shock, so it's currently fully open, as you'd expect. Whee! And that box transfer post, all right, is just enough to get the seat out of the way. Yeah, and just to point out, we're not actually racing, so don't go looking for times from me on this. We're actually running lead marshal. That's why those were course marshals coming up there. We're just making sure course is clear for the races coming behind us. Whoa, hello, whoa! Wicked Will moment there. Definitely would have been in trouble on the Ardent race there, I think. Oh, this is going to be carnage this weekend. Woo! We're through and we're up. And now it's time for a long road transfer, so time to get that lockout on and really enjoy that low weight. Yeah, having that full handlebar remote lockout is a definite bonus on sections like this. And actually, I'm a big fan of it overall, to be honest. It's not that the suspension needs it. If you set it up fairly firm, it pedals pretty well. But having that psychosomatic advantage of a half lockout traction or full lockout, got to say I'm a fan, even for general riding, not just racier stuff like this. And Fremington Edge is always a great test of how a bike climbs. So wish me luck. And now it's time for full travel and the final super loose rocky section. Oh no! Did not need that. Yes! Well saved, Spark. Nice one. It's never easy, but that has to be the easiest. One of the easiest times I've done it. Should have sorted that squeak though. Not sure if it's BB or pedals though. It's not the saddle. I've tightened that up and it's still doing it in the seat, so I'm guessing it's that press fit BB. Hi mate. It's about the only downside of this frame design, but because it's so wide, it does make it hella stiff when you stomp the power down. Right, stage 2, let's see what they've done with this one. Normally have some rad switchbacks, some off-camber grass, and a fair few rocky drops to start with. There's one. And it's a SID. Whoa, Select Plus bulk on there. Luckily coping with my appalling bounced off lines there. It does do really well for 120mm fork. I mean, it's got that 35mm chassis. It's not the most sophisticated jumper, it's not the ultimate. I'm getting knocked about a bit, as you can see, but geometry is certainly more forgiving than your average XC bike, and I think I just need to get off the brakes more, to be honest. The geometry's sound, the suspension is very good. I just need to kind of let it breathe. And while the shock's enclosed, you've got a hatch underneath to get into the damper and the air valve, and then a little window on the side checking your sag. So although it looks pretty enclosed, it's actually pretty easy to set up. And of course the bonus is, when it's greasy and muddy like this, you're keeping that shock that little bit cleaner, so hopefully it'll last longer. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ha ha ha. This is techie and treacherous. I do not fancy being the later riders through this section. Woo! And of course, being on an 11.5 kilo bike with really efficient pedalling modes is a real advantage on sections like this, although it isn't stopping Brian from riding away from me. Because I've mechanically doped as much as possible, but fitness will always out. So, stage 3, the toothy one. Often an absolute puncture fest this, so I'm gonna go easy for the first bit, at least, and hopefully we can get a clean run. As you can see, this track uses a lot of old mining trails, and it's not called hard rock lightly. Sliding it in on the wicked wheels. Oh, you amateur! Bloody amateur! Jerry's not got his camera out. Oh, it's the classic shot there. Sorry, I'm not really talking about the bike much. Frankly, it's not giving me cause for concern yet. Yeah, both tyres still inflated. And yeah, kept on line really nicely, to be fair. And now we're into the more open stuff. But that doesn't mean we're out of the sniper rocks just yet. But of course that move to 2.4 inch tyres on a lot of cross-country bikes definitely giving more safety margin than the old 2.1 days. But again, that 67.2 head, you know, that was a trail bike head angle not so long ago. You know, you might be seeing 65, 64s now on mid-travel bikes, but then to be fair, this Spark has always been definitely one of the more radical angle bikes, even like 3 generations ago. And now it's got the stiffness and the shock kinematic to really let you use it. Oh, typically I had spoken too soon, cut in the tyre and on the sidewall, so got my PT stabber out. Hopefully it's plugged. Fingers crossed it lasts. Right, stage 4, the proper mixed trail. But I mean, for this kind of single track, it's open, wall and single track is exactly what 120mm trail bike is brilliant for. And that's really, oh, hello. I wasn't really spotting that, was I? Too busy with my chat. Right. But, oh, come on. Bloody showboating. There's 150mm travel. But, of course, ah, shit! I'm done! It's purse! It's not looking good for the Wicked Will at all. Yeah, these old mining deposits are not kind on the sidewall. I just put a right slice through it. That was never gonna seal with plugged. Hurrah for a recently eaten gel patching the sidewall. Cheers, mate. To say the bike's performing impeccably, apart from the tyres. We're really getting into it now. Even with that sort of head down riding position from that all-in-one Razor bar and stem. And it's a deliberately stiff setup, that, but it's the way it pops up, those little rises. And also just the way it turns in. There is a whole load of control in this chassis. As you can see, this is hardcore stuff. And fair play, these XTR brakes are doing all right. 180 front, 160 rear. And not a ton of stopping power, but in some ways that's actually quite good. Certainly on those really slippery stages early on. I was expecting my arms to get blown up more with this SID fork, but it's been impeccable so far. Hey. Sweet. Cheers, lads. And it certainly makes for an easy acceleration out the corners on the flatter sections. And the flow is, yeah, I'm proper impressed, really impressed. And the squeaking's calmed down as well. And on that note, I should point out that this bike has had a hard life. It was on the Scott demo fleet for a while before I've had it for about 4 months. And I've ridden the snot out of it in all sorts of weather conditions, so certainly not had a pampered existence. I think it just needs a bit of greasing and lubing. All right.
Same as every year, just
mint, really, really good. I just need to stop getting punctures. Stage 5. Flatter, more traily, faster. So, theoretically, very happy hunting ground for this bike. But what I was going to say before stage 4 rudely sliced my tyre in half is that, of course, this is the RC version. There's the 900 series Sparks as well, which are the Spark trail bikes essentially, which get 130 mil torque and a wider bar, bigger brakes, tougher tyres as standard. So hopefully, if I haven't disgraced myself by covering this in mud and sealant, right mate, then I'll be on the trail for tomorrow. Yes! Oh, that was gorgeous. It does just pump and flow beautifully. You know, even this Sid downturn stem race bike really loves this sort of riding. And I have to say, you know, the reason I've had this bike for this long is because it's just huge amounts of fun and huge amounts of free speed as well on the climbs, on the joining sections, and as you can see, Ryan's not, I mean, I know he's being polite with his tyres, but he's not completely steaming into the distance, which I'll take any day of the week. Woo! Yes, Spark. Go on, Wicked Will, what's left here? Get over. Oh, I love this track. It's my favourite on the tandem as well. And to be fair, when they're inflated, these Wicked Wills have a decent amount of side knob to them. I mean, they're knocking on for a kilo in weight, so I'm a little disappointed. They've slashed open as easily as they have and punctured, but probably got even more of a torrid time on the Ardent race it comes with. Woo! Oh yes, cracking run. Cheers to the Red Bull guys for bringing the party in the middle of bloody nowhere, north of Swaledale. I mean north of Swaledale, not even Swaledale. So, stage 6. I think it's another nice flowy one. And like I say, I mean obviously you have got the option to go trail, and I'll be really interested to see whether that extra 10 mil up front, an extra beef in the kit makes much odds. You know, you get things like a full-size dropper both rather than this transfer which only has a 100 mil drop, and it's on and off drop. It's not like, you know, infinite drop. But considering this is a bike that races and wins at the highest level, it doesn't have love this kind of fast trail stuff, and tyres aside, it's actually survived the most savage enduro stages of today absolutely fine. Certainly not, I mean, I'm not going to win any time sections today, but it doesn't feel like that fork's been holding me back, and certainly not the rear end. And even that little stumpy bar still likes being tweaked and tucked into the berms. It loves proper having it. And this is where this bike's really in its element. Rough, rolling climbs, 38k in now. Just the way it rolls up and over stuff. On your left, mate. Cute. in open mode, and then it smooths out. Hit traction mode. I'll probably use that lever as much as I use the gear shift, to be honest. You know, it really is at the heart of the Spark. And all Scott full sus bikes, to be honest. And actually, having that remote is a really good lesson in how much better bikes climb on this stuff in full suspension mode. The amount of effort it saves you, the way they roll up and over the lumps, makes such a difference compared to having it locked out. So, stage 7. Never done this one, brand new stage. Nice and chewed up to start with. Just techie details I haven't picked up on this frame. It's full internal cable routine, fully plumbed, so it's dead easy to set up. It's the HMX frame, so it's not the lightest frame, but it's still sub 2 kilos. So there is an HMX SL. Come on, Kev. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get them schwalbers over. And it's a, like I say, it's a RockShox Sid Select Plus for the RC3 damper, so that's why it's got that triple mode remote on it, and that locks out front and rear. I mean, it's not a total lockout, still a little bit of movement in it, but certainly not a lot, and feels very efficient on those steeper, smoother climbs. But like I say, you know, it's handling this blown out, oh, nearly said it, jank really, really well. And if we're catching on your right, mate, if we're catching guys on Zebs, then on the Sid, then happy days. And if I was lucky enough, sorry, I should have said this ages ago, I was really lucky to be able to have a tour of the Scott HQ in Switzerland the other month, and watching those guys, A, how fast they bloody rode, the most brutal industry ride out ever been on, but also just the level of design detail and precision and in-house testing and the experience those guys have got with composites is absolutely next level. Whoa! That's that head angle saving me for sure there, and that frame stiffness. Okay, into the loam we go. The last part of the last stage, celebrating what has to be my favourite all-round bike, definitely at the moment and probably of all time. Always loved the Spark, but don't let me down now, mate. There we go, just let go, let it roll. Come on, Scott, let's go wide. Oh, sorry, mate.
We're off already, guys.
Yeah. Where was I? Got caught out by making my media appearance. Just bloody love this bike. I mean, made the previous one bike of the year on what mountain bike, and if I was in a position to award that now, finally getting some arm pump, finally. But I'm amazed I'm not in tatters, all things considered. Hey, Vanderpool ramp. Oh good, that's what we need, hesitation. Woo! Yes, 120 mil. Come on. Let's get a couple more before the finish. Phew! Perfect point for cramp.
Trophy to finish.
Yes, mate.
It's about...
Mate,
Good
epic.
ride, man.
Oh, that was awesome.
Good push round there.
So, there we go. We're down. Apart from the stage 3 and stage 4 punctures, bike was genuinely absolutely outstanding. I mean, like I say, I've had it for several months now, so I'm not that surprised, but still, this is proper full on. And I'm amazed how I'm not more beaten up, to be honest. I thought 120mm would really find me out by the end of the day, but we were pushing on. We've done 40k, I think. Oh, hang on. Let's check my hammerhead. 40k. I think we've finished about 1 o'clock, so yeah, 3 and a bit hours. So yeah, we've hammered around because we didn't want to get caught by the racers. But yeah. Anyway, as you can see, the bike is absolutely filthy, so I'm not going to do a tech talk until I've cleaned it, because you won't see some of the really sweet details that there are on there. But so make sure you watch that video. Massive thank. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea now and something to eat. Massive thanks to Scott for lending me the bike for long term, just to see how it holds up. I have to say, that squeak that was at the start seems to have calmed down, but it's probably just a case of replacing the BB or having a look at the bearings. You know, it's certainly not worked loose or anything like that, and it still goes proper quick. So no worries about it on that point of view. And to be fair, pretty much everything's been reliable right through. Yeah, no, I had zero complaints apart from that. Like I say, it's a slightly different wheel spec, so I'll change that for the tech talk as well, get it back to original. Thanks very much to Giro and to PEs and to Crud for sponsoring the channel. Massive thanks to my Patreon supporters who pledge a small amount every month, but that really helps with the upkeep of the channel, and they get extended behind the scenes ad-free edits as a thank you. So if you really like what I'm doing, talking about bikes in fields and on trails, then please consider sponsoring me on Patreon. But for now, click for notifications, get yourself subscribed. We're nearly at 25,000, it'd be awesome to get over that mark, and give this a thumbs up like. But most of all, tell your mates about the channel, and if you see me at an event like this, come up and say hello. And yeah, just come and have a chat. I always like speaking to you guys. That's what I really like about YouTube after years on the magazines, is the fact that I actually get to chat to people, whether it's in comments or at events like this. So don't be shy, come and say hi. But for now, I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kest TV, rallying around the Hard Rock Enduro course on the Scott Spark RC World Cup Axis.